Why am I spoiled? It is one of my favorite questions to ask. And I know a lot of people have some resistance to it, but you really need to get over it because this is the basis of my teaching. You want to feel loved. You want to feel seen and heard and appreciated. And by asking, why am I spoiled? 7 billion people move out of your way and do nice things for you. This is Susie, your beautiful Millionaire Swan Queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful duckling. Subscribe, smash the like button, share my video. I will love you forever. I am the best life coach with a 99.6% success rate in getting people back together with the love of their life. It's not the only thing I do, but it is what I specialize in. If you are interested in working with me one-on-one or joining my paid Facebook group, you can check out the links in the description below. I've also hit a point on TikTok where I can do live TikToks. So if you'd like to join me on TikTok, where I'm going to start going live, check out the link in the description below. Apparently everybody wants to talk to me all of a sudden. So here's the catch. You are walking around and you are drastically trying to change your life for the better. And you're listening to these life coaches, therapists, and you're seeing posts, comments all over social media. And they are telling you that you need to clean up your stuff. You need to get rid of your limiting beliefs, your traumas, your inner childhood traumas. You have to heal yourself. And because you heal yourself, then you can have anything you want. Well, I walked away from Neville Goddard's teachings a long time ago because Neville said, go to the end. And all of these people are telling you you have to mess in the middle, this whole middle section, and clean up stuff that Neville said you didn't need to do. So we're going to go through a why am I spoiled? What does Neville Goddard say about this video today? So what does Neville Goddard say? Neville Goddard says to go to the end. What is your true desire? In most people's cases, we want to be loved. We want a specific job, a dollar point that we make per month. We want to live a full, rich life. And most of us don't even know what that looks like though. So he said, go to the end and create a scene that would imagine you have that. We all know I pick on Paris, which Paris is over there in my dining room. And because I pick on Paris, that scene, you cannot do that with a relationship. A relationship is different than a job. You cannot just imagine one scene and that implies that you have this great relationship that's going to last you for all of eternity or till the end of your life in this lifetime. So the couple scene, dancing with the violin, the same thing. This scene could be done all over the world. So you could do this in Paris, you could do this in Venice, you could do this in Key West, you could do it in San Francisco, Hawaii, London. You can do this all over the world with this dancing scene, where Paris is only one scene overlooking the Eiffel Tower. And then I teach you to answer your questions, where Neville Goddard did not teach you to answer your questions. And that is because it helps you bridge from the old story to the new story. Neville Goddard never used the word story. And if somebody is teaching Neville Goddard and using the word story, they're putting their own spin on him. Neville said state. You change your state. And when you go from the state of what you don't want to the state of what you do want, all of your beliefs, all of your trauma, all of your actions, your speech, your thought pattern changes to meet the new state. So you don't have to clean up anything. You don't have to worry about what you were taught from the age of 0 to 7. You don't have to worry about what you were taught by ex-partners that created toxic relationship patterns for you. Because when you change the state, toxic, healthy, everything automatically changes. So you don't need to do that. So I tell you guys to test it. And I came up with, why am I spoiled? Because spoiled is the feeling of love. It is the closest thing you are ever going to get to feeling loved without actually having a partner. So you've never been married before. You've been in toxic relationships. You walk around and you say it all the time. My partner spoils me. The love of my life spoils me. My SB spoils me. You say it all the time. Well, spoiled helps you divorce the old story and marry the new story. So divorcing the old story. Jared, the old story. Jason, the new story. We do that for reasons so you don't confuse what I'm trying to explain. So Jared, toxic, needing to change everything about this person. You love this person, but you need to change everything about him. Jason spoils you, treats you like a king or a queen, puts you on the pedestal and makes you feel like you are the goddess or the god of your reality. Big difference. So this is, in Neville's word, a state. This is the state of toxic. This is the state of love. To bridge that, there is a bridge of incidents. One phrase can bridge that incident and bring about what you want. You don't have to say 60 phrases. Neville would never tell you guys that you have to say, I'm chosen, I'm worthy, I'm deserving, I get everything that I desire from my specific person. He says this phrase, he says that phrase, she wears this outfit, she cooks this meal for you, she's blowing up your phone, he's coming to your door. Neville would never tell you to do any of that stuff. So you can't teach Neville and then sit there and say my specific person is miserable without me. I created that. My specific person is miserable without you. Do you want a miserable specific person or do you want a loving specific person? Neville would say, go to the end. The new state. Jason, loving, respectful, kind, considerate, doing nice things for you. Showering you with gifts, text messages, phone calls, dates. You're living together and you're still getting this all over the world versus one balcony scene. So that's why I say you can't Neville a relationship. And people got so obsessed with this imaginal scene. And then when they got the imaginal scene, 2 weeks later, everything fell apart because they thought they didn't have to imagine anything beyond that one scene when it came to a relationship. So I came up with, why am I spoiled? That is a Susie question. Neville Goddard would say, isn't it wonderful I'm spoiled? Susie says, why am I spoiled? Well, let me see. Because all of a sudden, my landlord gave me a parking spot when I was on crutches right in front of the door. My neighbor that I didn't get along with saw me struggling and asked me if I needed help and then told me I needed to park in that spot. And I said, I do when it's available. She said, well, it will be available from now on. You have my word on it. Things at my house changed. When I started focusing on what I wanted, better relationships, people who add value to my life, I changed to narcissists. Neville doesn't say you have to believe you can do all of these things. That's why you persist in the assumption, because we assume something to be true and then we believe it. But you're not going to believe that bad Jared, the person that's toxic and treating you like crap, is wonderful Jason until you physically see it with your naked eye. Neville doesn't tell you to worry about 3D, 4D, 5D. He tells you to go to the end. And when you go to the end, you get what you desire. So people are going to go, oh, Susie, I don't like spoiled because it reminds me of a spoiled, rotten child. It reminds me of spoiled fruit. Well, change your state. Spoiled fruit becomes the most incredibly delicious fruit that you have ever seen or had in your entire life. Spoiled, rotten child becomes the most giving, loving person, because spoiled, your specific person is rotten. now he's turned into amazing, incredible, wonderful. So this is the same thing. The thing about spoiled is not only do you get it from your specific person, you get it from your boss, your family members, your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters. All of a sudden, your best friend is arguing with you because it is your turn to pay for lunch. And she's like, no, it's not, it's mine. You paid last time. Do I need to write this down on my phone every time we go out, what day it is and who paid so we could be fair about this? No, it's my turn to pay. I'm paying. Okay. I'm not going to argue with you. You get a free cup of coffee, and then later that day you get another free drink, and then later that day you get another free drink. You have somebody at your job who brings in this drink, and they gave you one day, and you're like, damn, I really like this. And they keep bringing you in, and they're like, here, you need this because you're having a stressful day. And it totally turns your day around. When I was on crutches, people would slam the door in my face, literally. I would be 3 steps behind them. They'd open the door and let it go and it would slam. Or I would catch it with my crutches and I'd wind up falling. All of a sudden, when I started saying, why am I spoiled? They held the door. Somebody held the door from 50 feet away. And then I got off of crutches and I was carrying little man, and I had little man on one arm and a purse and a box on another arm, and I was going into UPS to ship something. And the guy held the door open for me, and I was over 50 feet away. And then I got done at UPS, and the guy standing in line behind me went and opened the door so I could get out. Another guy in the parking lot is like, hey, do you need some help? I can get that door for you. Do you want me to put him in the back seat? I'm like, thank you for that. I appreciate it, but I could get him in the back seat. He still opened my door. And that makes us feel not just that our specific person loves us, but 7 billion people. There's always going to be 1 or 2 out there that don't. But all of a sudden, you don't get cut off in traffic. You are making the green lights on your drive to work. The bus is there a little bit early when you're standing out there and it's freezing cold and raining or snowing because you're trying to get to work and you take the bus. So many things change in your life when you just look at simplifying everything. How hard is it to walk around and say I'm spoiled? Brandon used to always open up my drinks when I worked answering phones for the bank. And I would type into chat, where's Brandon? And they'd say, oh, he's on a call. I think he's on break. What'd you need, Susie? And I'd be like, no, nothing. I just needed to ask Brandon a question. Brandon would come to my desk because they told him. And he would pick up my drink and he would open it up. I love the bottle companies, but sometimes they're a little hard to open those 20-liter bottles. It doesn't matter if it's water, pop, tea, whatever it is. When you simplify your manifesting and you make it 100% about you, which is what I Am Happily Married is all about. If you are happily married, this person is meeting your needs. And you have to get past that being married is miserable because you're toxic ex. Because you can't blame your toxic ex for your current toxic ex. That is a choice because you are seeing that person. You are now a manifesting guru. And you're still talking about all of the bad stuff that they do wrong because you don't want to believe that you're speaking it into existence. You make up the rules. I can talk bad about my specific person and he still waits on me hand and foot. I can say whatever I want. I can moan, I can groan, I can whine. I don't have to change anything about me. And this person is going to show up. My 400-pound niece dated bodybuilders. And these bodybuilders would wait on her hand and foot. They worshiped the ground she walked on. Why? Because her internal was, I get whatever I want. They are spoiling me. They're doing whatever I need to meet my needs. My needs in this relationship are being met. And because my needs are being met, I'm happy. And if I keep saying out loud to my partner, to their face, we're happily married. Why are we happily married? Isn't it wonderful we're happily married? Thank you, Father. We're happily married. Oh my God, Mom, you're never going to believe what Jason did. He is so amazing. He is spoiling me rotten. He knows things that I need before I need them. And this is one for the ladies. Guys, a little TMI here. We have a specific brand of female products that we use. So whether it is tampons or pads, we have a specific brand and a specific type to that brand. So I always used the pink box and I used the Super Plus. My ex-husband would always get it wrong. He'd bring me a blue box and I'd be like, what is this? Well, I got them for you. You should be happy. That's not being spoiled. His next person, he brought her the pink box and she used the blue box. And she asked me about it one day and I'm like, oh my God, he finally got it right. She's like, no, he's getting it wrong. I said, for you, but for me, he's finally getting it right. I said, tell him to get the ones he got me. And she said, okay. Then he started getting the right ones because she didn't like the one that I used. I didn't like the one she used. So we wouldn't even exchange them. Like if you needed it in an emergency, you would use it in a pinch. But as soon as you got home, you would change because it's not what you wanted. And that's what you're doing with your specific person. The reason you're between this bridge is because you keep telling the story of how Jared is disrespecting you and you keep wanting to bring into the reality that Jason is amazing. Neville said there's a bridge. That bridge is your words. It is literally your words. It is your mental diet, your inner conversations. It is your imaginal scenes. And you can control your mental diet, your inner conversations all day long if you choose to. You're saying you can't. I spent 30 years in a relationship with a narcissist. He didn't control my inner conversations. I tell you guys all the time, I only have 10 or 15 thoughts a day. I saw a video the other day. You have 70,000 to 90,000 thoughts a day. I'm like, wow, I must be really abnormal. And she even went on to say that these thoughts aren't even conscious. It's that subconscious that's running through. When you come to manifesting, you got to let go of the subconscious because you don't control the subconscious. You control the conscious and you reprogram yourself by changing your patterns. So your pattern, spoiled rotten fruit, becomes spoiled. I have the most amazing, delicious fruit I've ever had in my life. Spoiled rotten child becomes a child who adds so much value to your life and the world. Being spoiled is not a bad thing because being loved is a good thing. Spoiled makes you feel loved. Think about that logically. You are not feeling good. Your specific person goes to the store. And women do this once a month. I don't care. It's a thing, whatever. Just leave me alone. But women will do this. They'll be in so much pain. They'll be dying. They're miserable. Their hormones are out of control and they're wacky. And I had an ex-sister-in-law that was like this. She'd spend 5 days in bed and I was mowing lawns, weed eating, backpack blower. And he was like, well, how is that possible? My mindset was different than hers. So we get a box of whatever we use, chocolates, coffee, and a chick flick movie. Don't bring me the chick flick movie. I want to watch an action movie. Give me something with my best friend, The Rock. Although Ryan Reynolds movies are really good, guys, so, you know, I could do a Ryan movie. But let's go for those action movies. Those are the ones I want to watch. I'll watch a football game. I'll watch Fast and Furious 5 because my mindset was different. And that's how you bridge your desire. By starting with something simple so you see that you're getting results, and then you go through this bridge and you know that you can get this outside. Now, bad Jared becomes good Jason because you changed your words and you easily walked across that bridge. We struggle so much because we don't control what is going on. We actually do. If you can control your words, you can control your thoughts, you can control your inner conversation, you can control your mental diet. So your imagination, your thoughts, your words, and your feelings create your reality. So you imagine dancing all over the world with the love of your life. Your inner conversation. I have the most romantic partner in the world. We are dancing all over the world. It's so freaking amazing. So now I'm traveling. I'm with the love of my life. And he's spoiling me. So I've got 3 things with that one phrase. To bridge that 5%, because it's already done, you just talk about how amazing life is, how wonderful things are going in your life. Where are you going to plan your next trip? Start creating a bucket list. Because each step of the bridge, which takes you 5 steps to cross, but when you start going, oh, spoiled means that, it's the fruit's rotten. It's just horrible. You just went back to that other side of the bridge. Oh my God, a spoiled, rotten child. Like, oh my gosh, I was in the store the other day and this child was throwing a temper tantrum. And every time I hear the word spoiled, I think of rotten children. You just went back over to the other side of the bridge. But when you start saying, you know what? Spoiled gives me the feeling that I matter. I'm heard. I'm seen. People are doing nice things for me. Then you no longer say things like, I hate people. You have the day you deserve, because that's what I do. If somebody comes at me with attitude and you guys all say, oh yeah, well, Susie, that's just your old beliefs playing out. No. I don't give attitude unless it's given to me first. You throw the first punch. You drew blood, just like they did in Rambo. They drew blood first, not me. They started this, not me. Because I come at you with respect. And even when I know I'm going to be blunt, I tell you guys, I'm about to be blunt and I apologize. I'm sorry if this is blunt. And then I tell you, changing your state is complicated to so many people. So I said, change your story. And I tell you how to change your story. I tell you how to take the specific person that is ghosting you. I still think he died because he's ghosting you, or she died. Take this person who is hot and cold, as toxic, because that's what you're being taught. Oh, they didn't text you in 4 hours. They're toxic. They're ghosting you. No, they're busy. They're working. And I'm creating this wonderful person who then does text you, hey, sorry, babe, I've been tied up at work, but I just wanted to pop in and let you know that I love you, and I will call you in lunch. We would love that, but we're not getting that because we're berating this situation. And every couple that I get together, the person I'm working with tells me every single time, except one, that this person wanted a relationship with them, but something was holding them back. And that's that bridge of incidents. That's what Neville was talking about. So you have to walk forward and say, isn't it wonderful I'm Mrs. J.E.? Isn't it wonderful I'm Mrs. J.M.? Isn't it wonderful I am so happily married to this amazing person, Jason? Because when you do that, you're changing states. And in reality, it's like quantum jumping. If you are in the state of struggle with Jared and you quantum jump into abundance with Jason, that's all your words are doing. And the government in the United States released a document that says creating your reality with your words is something that you can actually do. The knowledge that you are given, because there's so many different people sharing, is so vastly different. So follow one person. Do what that person says for 6 months. Not one day, not 2 days, not 3 days. Pick a phrase, pick a question, pick a statement, and persist in that for 6 months. You will know if you choose to persist, if it is working for you. But most of the time we're saying, you know, I tried this technique, it didn't work for me. I tried that technique, it didn't work either. I did this and it didn't work. So now I have to find the perfect phrase. It doesn't exist. The closest thing you're going to get to perfect is saying that you are married to this person, you're working for this company, you have this balance in your bank account, you're driving this vehicle, you're living at this house. But when you add the quality, happy, loving, fun, my job is fun. I work for XYZ company and it is so much fun. I am happily married. I love looking at my bank account. I'm spoiled. That is your quality of life. And that is why I'm so adamant that you put the feelings in it, because you tell yourself how to think. You tell yourself how to feel. You don't have to worry about what's going on in 3D, because it will change quickly, easily, and effortlessly. I love you guys. Have an absolutely positively amazing day. And as always, leave me a comment and let me know how I am drastically changing your life for the better.